what's up? What is up, world? What is happening? We are live. It is early. Kind of warming up, getting the coffee in the system, doing the thing before I master a song. I got some master work to do today. I've got a mix prep I got to do today. I got a comp a vocal for another production today. Leave out for tour tomorrow. So, on the grind. But I'm just kind of hanging out, waking up, drinking coffee. Figured we could check out some gear, nerd out. Ask you guys how your morning's going so far. I am still tired, waiting for caffeine to kick. Hoping it's gonna hurry up and do its thing. But now I got Reverb pulled up. I'm just checking out interfaces, more I/O. Kind of an extension of last night. Just gonna kind of put a bunch of stuff in my cart. We'll see what happens. Kind of grab a bunch of gear I want to check out. Stuff I'm kind of interested in. Yeah, the Pulsate for sure. I'll add that to the cart. Oh, it's from Vanish King. Hell. All right, so that's in the cart. The other one was, I know I need to expand, but I'm also really thinking about adding a really high quality 2-channel. Instead of going 8 channels, thinking about adding just maybe a 2-channel of a really high quality RME, A to D, just to get my at least just to get my stereo bus hooked up to. My Bus Plus is rocking through some really high quality crystal clear conversion. Can't remember what it's called off the top of my head though. I think it's the ADI 2 FS, ADI Pro 2 FS. I can't remember. No. Where are you at? ADI 2. I am curious about these. These look like they'd be awesome for a mobile rig. You can do up to 32 in and out. I think it's up to 96K. No, it might be just 48. But yeah, 32 channel, 8 at card basically, and it's just USB. So you can get one of these and buy 2 Ferrofish Pulse 16s. And with this and 2 16s, you're looking at, $2,600. But then you've got 16 in, 16 out, all analog. Or sorry, 32 in, 32 out, all analog. And something that does appeal to me. For $2,600, being able to have 32 analog A to D patch points in the studio. I just don't know how reliable something like this would be. So, if anybody has ever used anything like that, holler. Let me know. These RME digifaces. Super curious about them. Cause yeah, you take that. Was it 2, 4, 8? Yeah, 8 light pipes or 8 optical cables. 2 Ferrofish Pulse 16s. You're in business. You can rack all that up, throw a laptop on top of a road case, and you'd have a heck of a mobile situation. Oh. Someone hit the chat. I saw movement. What do we got? Colton, what's up, dude? Says I'm scary close to convincing the wife that I need a permanent computer in the studio instead of my MacBook. The desire is real. Dude, having a dedicated machine is so nice. So I used to do the same thing. I used to have a MacBook, or not even the Pro, just a regular MacBook at the time. I think it was 2014, 2015. And that was my main workhorse. And dude, I remember Mac dropped the i7s in the Mac Minis. And that's what I have now. I've got the 6-core i7 Mac Mini, and then I've upgraded it to 32 gig of RAM. But you can actually upgrade the RAMs in these Mac Minis. They say you can't, but you can. But dude, the second I got a dedicated machine, life was so nice. Because then I could just take my laptop with me and record in the field, And then I could just take my hard drive that had the Pro Tools session on it, just plug it in at home, and boom, fire it up, and I'm rocking. My system at home had way more processing, and it didn't cost anywhere as much as a laptop did. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm looking at those M4 Mac Minis versus the M4 Mac Studios, and then I'm weighing out the pros and cons of that versus like an M4 just MacBook Pro. But man, it's so much more. You get so much more for your money whenever you buy a desktop, because I've already got the keyboard, screen, and mouse. I just need the machine. So I'm thinking, if I do upgrade my machine, if I do end up going with an M4 Studio or an M4 Mini, I'm probably going to take this machine. They make Sonnet makes a rack for it. It's the Sonic Rack Mac. But grab this machine, put it in a rack, and start taking that one with me in like a little 2-space road case with a power supply. Or hey, might even just be the Mac as a half space. One of these interfaces I'm getting ready to look at, and then the 1073, and just call that my mobile rig. So I've got a 1073, I've got a DI built in it, I've got world-class conversion built in it, and I've got a Mac Mini. Just all racked up, good to go. You know, have like a drawer in there. You can pull out a drawer, have like the keyboard in it, pop a screen up, get one of those like clamp-on screen arms, set of Atom DV3 desktop monitors, and golly, you could do some damage. So those M4 Mac Mini setups are nice. $599 for a new one with 16 gig RAM and a 256 SSD. Would be strictly production, so I could get some backup drives for storage. Dude, yeah. Only thing about that is I would double up on the RAM. So I would go up to the next RAM option. Because 16 gig, you'll bottleneck. From what I've been seeing all the videos, like hell, maybe not. If all you're doing on is just running Logic and like there's no background like tasks at all, you might be just fine with 16. But yeah, then like the native storage, the one I'm looking at is shit. Let me switch off Reverb. Let's go. We're changing direction. We're just gonna look at Macs real quick, because I'm with you. I gotta make the same decision too. So we'll nerd and look at these together. Let's go to the store. Mac. The Mac Mini. There it is. I want to make sure I'm telling you right. Yeah, we'll just check out the base model, $599, which is insane. That's insane. $599, so $600 for like a freaking. That's insane. 16 is what I have in my MacBook Pro. It does the job. Oh, dude, is your MacBook Pro, is that a silicone chip or is that an Intel chip? I'm really curious about that. So are you going to be making the jump from Intel to silicone with the M4, or does your like MacBook Pro have like an M1 or an M2 already? So here we are. We can customize our Mac Mini. It'd be 24. It'd be the 24 gig option. I'm crazy. I want 32. Give me 32 gig. This will be. I'm building one for me too at the same time. And then my only thing with the storage is 512. So I think the one I'm on right now is a 512. Let's see about this Mac. More info. Yeah, I got 32 gig RAM in this one. 6-core i7, 3.2 gig core. You know, I don't need none of that. All right. Yep, I got the 5.1. I got the 512 gig hard drive in this one. But no, that's what I'm doing. It's 512. I've about hit my limit on it. So the 256, again, if all I had on it was Logic and that was it was just like a dedicated Logic machine, you might be okay with 256 and a bunch of SSDs. I've got a 512 and I've got so many SSDs, it's stupid, dude. I mean, you see me always bitching about the storage game. Also, getting one of these started helping. This is way cheaper than playing the hard drive game. Jump from Intel quad-core i5. Okay, yeah, dude, so yeah, we're in the same boat. I'm going i7 to silicone. You're going to be going i5 to silicone. Yeah, and if you're using Logic, everything on your end's all native, so you should be like pretty seamless in your transition. But no, life hack. Instead of just buying a bunch of SSDs, buy you one of these things, dude. Like, it's an M.2 drive enclosure. These things are awesome. You just push this button, pull this out. There you go. Buy a hard drive. You can get like a terabyte hard drive for like $60, $70. So you buy one of these. It's a buy once, pop your hard drive in, work on it till it gets full, then go spend like $60 on another one instead of having to spend like $100, $150 every time you want an SSD. But no, I'll be looking at 32 gig because I'm going to be taxing the hell out of it. That's my only problem. I'm going to be not only using it for like Pro Tools, but I'm going to be using it for like video editing software. I'm going to be using it to crunch a lot of like 4K footage. I use Photoshop a lot, like photo editing, bunch of stuff like that, like working on some t-shirt designs. So my computer does bottleneck quite a bit whenever it starts to multitask. So having the extra RAM for the multitasking would be nice. But dude, I'm looking at like just the base model like you. I'm looking at just a 16 gig 256 $599. I'm looking at one of those as just like a dedicated streaming computer. So just to have that, you spend $700, and then I just have like a little tiny Mac Mini that just chills over here, and that's the one that just runs OBS and does all the capture card shit. And I've done a lot of digging on, like deep diving on that, and a lot of like the streamers are pretty pleased with it in that department. Like they're able to stream like 60 frames a second, no problems. Never bottlenecks. Like CPU doesn't ever go like above like 15%, which still to this day just blows my mind for a $700 computer. Like I spent almost $3,000 on this one when this thing came out. It's almost $3,000 for this thing. Apple's ridiculous RAM upgrade prices, and then I went with the 512 solid state drive, and then I had to get the 6-core. I didn't even go all the way. I didn't even get the 8-core. And that was almost $3,000. And then this little $699 or $599 machine would probably just smoke it and run circles around it. Colton says, it would be nice to just have a built-in situation. I have a nice TV wall mounted in the studio anyway, so it would be much better to see than MacBook screen, especially with my vision. Dude, yeah. Absolutely. That heck yeah. Trust me, I'm sitting in front of I think it's a 27-inch screen here, and I got a 24-inch screen over here. 27 right here. And even then, it still feels a little bit small, so I'm thinking about going 32 myself. But if you've already got the screen and the keyboard and the mouse situation, yeah, $699 on a computer would be awesome. Plus, dude, it's the price point. It's like one of those, like, if you're going to spend $700 on an all-in machine, like, it's literally like, I mean, yeah, it's not a cheap purchase by any means. It's $700. Like, that's like a month's living for people. And, like, but you at the same time, you could just, like, buy a little tiny case for it and take the thing with you everywhere and not worry about it. Because it's $700. Like, it's not like you're like dropping a MacBook that costs you like $3,000 and you crack the screen and you can never use the thing again. You're paying $1,000 to get it repaired. You know, if it gets run over by a truck, you're only out $700. So that part of it for me is super, super appealing, especially on the live side. Like, just I'm also really curious to know like how a 16 gig Mac Mini M4 like a stock one like this would handle like Wave Super Rack. If I could like rack this up in a live situation and essentially maybe have one or two of these, one to run Super Rack and then one to run Smart, or like even with the multitasking, I might be able to just upgrade, get the 24 gig RAM, and run Smart and Super Rack at the same time on the same computer. I just want to see. I'm kind of curious to know how it would like handle a full live stress test across 32 channels in like say like 102, 103 degree festival weather. You know, like sitting out there all day being baked in the sun. Could it survive that? If it could, dude, fuck, I'll buy 3. Cole says, drop my MacBook after a gig one night. My O key works, but you have to press it a little bit harder. That was the only damage, thankfully. Dude, mine, I don't even know where mine is. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but I was on tour in my early days with it. Again, I got it in 2014, so I've had that thing forever. It's like 11 years old now. Shit. But yeah, I'd set it inside a kick drum case for it to be safe during a loadout. And then someone trying to help grabbed the kick drum, didn't know my laptop was in there, and just like dropped the kick drum straight in the case. Big old dent in the back of the laptop. But yeah, thing still works. And I had one other situation where my mouse stopped working. That was pretty scary. Like my trackpad stopped working, and that was like 20 minutes before Taste of Madison in Wisconsin. I had to run into I still had Apple Care too, thank God. Had to run into a Starbucks, and Apple Care took care of it. Did a whole bunch of like power preference resets on my computer, and had me going within like 5 minutes. But no, yeah, dude, the base model, getting one for like as a dedicated streaming machine, just to crunch OBS and video data. That sounds very appealing to me. In the 32 gig 512, I know I could do, because that's literally what I'm on right now. I'm on 32 gig and 512. But the only difference would be the chipset upgrade. So I'd be doing, because that still blows my mind. Like, again, ain't cheap, but still like damn near a third of the cost of what I paid for the one I'm on right now. And you have like new gen chipset. But then I'd also would want the Pro chip. Do they have this in like the M4 Pro? That's just the regular M4 chip. So yeah, the M4 Pro would probably add like another $400 to it. Oh no, not continue. Dang it. I think that's the big difference between the Mini and the Studio. I want to say the Studio has the M4 Pro. And you can upgrade to M4 Max if you want. Yeah, M4. I don't think you can put... Oh, yeah, you can. Boom, there's the M4 Pro right there. That'd be the one. It's got more core GPU and 2 more cores worth of CPU, which the new version of Avid does actually utilize performance cores. So having those couple extra cores might make a difference. And this one comes with 512 hard drive. I would just have to settle for 24 gig RAM. Don't know how I feel about that. Don't need 10 gig. Apple, yo. We've had this talk before. Apple. If you're going to be buying, I really think you should change your pricing schematic. If you're going to be buying the quote-unquote Pro chip, then you need to offer a discount on the quote-unquote Pro apps. So like Logic Pro is still $199. If I'm getting the Pro chip, that needs to be $100, man. And a Final Cut. If I'm getting the Pro chip, that needs to be $199, not $299. And then if I get the Max chip, I should just be getting Logic Pro at that point. I'm sorry. If I'm going whole hog and I'm getting like your top of the line processor, you better give me Logic Pro for free. And then make Final Cut like $100. Come on. You already know we're buying your machine to use those apps anyway. Might as well just come on. Hey. I know Steve Jobs ain't around anymore, but Tim Cook, yo. Fix this. I digress. I will just upgrade that to 48. I'm fine using the 512 hard drive is what I've already got. I got a stack of SSDs that I'll just use. A whole bunch of terabyte drives, 2 terabyte drives. Gigabit. I don't even have this where I live. I don't have my internet in the hills here. That's useless. No, I'm not gonna do it. I refuse. Okay, that's still not bad. It's basically you're adding $1,100 to the price of the base model. The Mini's a 10-core CPU and GPU in the base model, which is not, dude. Yeah, it's crazy. Like the price, like the power you get for like the bang for the buck is fucking crazy. Like this, the numbers you can get in a stock machine compared to when I was coming up is nuts, dude. Like it's mind blowing what you can accomplish just with like a $700 base Mac Mini now. Now this is essentially the one I'd be looking at. But then at the same time, because you can't upgrade the unified memory, might as well go whole hog, right? Let's go 64 and just push the hell out of it. So M4 Pro, 12 core, 16 core, 64 gig unified memory, 512 SSD, because you can get a fancy enclosure and put a M.2 drive in there and it's fine. Thunderbolt 5 speed transfer speed protocols, you're fine. Might as well be PCIe mounted. We're looking at $2,000. Just for kicks, let's see what something like this would spec out in on a Mac Studio. Which the Mac Studio, having the extra ports on the Mac Studio would be nice. Because I think the Mini has 3 Thunderbolt ports in the back and 2 USB-Cs in the front. And the Mac Studio's got all the extra ports in the back. And it has a card reader in the front. So, yeah, you've got 4 Thunderbolt ports in the back. And you have 2 USB Type-A's in the back. Having that's really nice. Pop an iLock in there. But I always got to remember, whatever I'm looking at, I would immediately have to add another $599 to it in order to get the streaming computer. So, or you never know. Like I might turn this i7 into a streaming computer and just see how it does. If that's the only thing it has to do, that's its only purpose in life is just to stream and crunch video data. It might be okay. Let's see what one of these is going to run. Got the M3 Ultra. It's like, what, $3,000? Yeah. Nope. $4,000. Sorry. No. Okay, so already off the rip, you get more memory. Yeah, so here I would get 36 memory, the exact same storage, and I get an M4 Max chip with upgraded CPU and upgraded GPU. So instead of the, 12 and 16, 12-core CPU, 16-core GPU, I get a 14-core CPU and a 32-core GPU. And then I'm already getting 36 gig of unified memory, which is more than I've got now. And then I'm getting the same 512. Dude, that might be the one, bro. Oh, and it comes with the 10 gig Ethernet port. Just right off the rip. And it's the same price as the tricked out Mac Mini M4. It's overall, you get more. Yeah, you have a M4 Max with more, way more. 14-core CPU, 32-core GPU. All right. Comes with 36 gig of memory, which, let's be honest, in an audio situation is fine. The only difference between this machine and the M4 was the M4 we had tricked out, the Mac Mini we had tricked out had 64 gig of unified memory. But it didn't have the performance cores on the CPU. Which that's a big discussion. Fuck you, Apple. No. That shit needs to come installed. That's a big discussion. Is should you put more emphasis on your performance cores or should you put more emphasis on your unified memory or your RAM? What do you think is going to go farther? Or like what do you think is going to be more future-proof, RAM or performance cores? My only thing is on this model, and I don't know why you can't do it on this model. It's probably because Apple realized, like, oh shit, if we unlock more memory on this, we're going to price ourselves out of other models. But if I wish I could just click 48. Because, dude, if I could click 48 or if I could just click 64, this would be the machine for me. Like, this would be it. I'd probably shut my camera off. I'd go down to the store, probably turn in a couple of guitars, come back and buy this like today. But I just can't click that button. Come on, Apple, give us what we want. Stop with this weirdness. We know you're being weird. Everybody knows you're being weird. It's a conversation, an active conversation that people have daily about how weird your prices are and your options are. Like, come on. Just give us what we want. We'll sing your praises. Everybody will stop talking shit about you. It's like the abusive partner in a relationship. It's like, I hate you so much, but I can't help but loving you. Now, what do I have to do to unlock more RAM? Upgrade the chip? Oh, yeah, of course. You have to spend $400 more in order to spend another $200. That's how that goes right now. So basically, it's $400 to upgrade the RAM. Because what is this? Yeah, you're just going from a 14-core CPU, 32-core GPU to a 16-core CPU and a 40-core GPU, and it's a $300 price difference. But that in that $300 price difference, you also get a RAM upgrade. So it's $300 more to upgrade the chip, but then down here it says it's $200 to upgrade the RAM. So essentially what you're doing is you're paying the $200 upgrade for the RAM, and you're only paying $100 to gain 2 more performance cores and 8 more GPU cores, which is kind of worth the upgrade if you ask me. It's a lot more performance out of your core set. And you're adding another 12 gig of RAM for $300. Like, Apple, fucking damn it. Apple knows what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Sneaky psychological punks. Because, yeah, just like that, I clicked one more thing, and then now I'm up to $2,500. And then look, I'm like, oh, I might as well go 64 gig RAM. Now I'm up to $3,000, almost $3,000. Come on, man. Come on. Well, let's go up to 128 of memory. Jeez. You can add 512 gigabytes of RAM in this thing for $3,600. Fuck you, Apple. No. Colin says, I'd be so happy just having the latest version of Logic. I've been scared to update the MacBook, so I'm running an older version of Logic. Dude, that's been my story of my life over here for like the last couple of years. I was on iOS like 10.14, and my system was stable. And I was like, don't ever update it unless you have to. And I went off and I got a couple new plugins, and the new plugins I got were not compatible with my operating system. So I spent, this is like last week, maybe a week or two ago now, but I spent the last couple of weeks outside of just mixing for Nick and some oddball off and on studio stuff, going through all the iOS updates. So I'm now on like the newest operating system. All of my plugins and apps and programs are all updated to the most recent versions. There's been some cool updates. There has been some really cool updates. Some new added features I feel like I've been kind of missing out on. You know, so yeah, this would be the machine for me then. Yeah, 48 gig. I feel like that's a good spot between 64 and 36. I mean, because realistically, I'm on 32 right now. So any option right here is an upgrade from what I have. And then you also have like the multi-thread processing of the new silicone chipset. So that in itself is going to be a massive upgrade from a 6-core i7 chipset, I believe. I feel like that will be. Because everybody I've talked to that's made the jump from Intel to silicone, they say like the performance is laughable. They're like it's insane how like the gains that they get in their productions and in their DAWs. So it'd be $2,500 basically to get the machine I want, plus another $600 to get the streaming machine. Oh boy, $3,100. Yee, it's a good old. Don't do pro shit if you don't want to spend pro money. Fuck. That's not even like pro money. Like that's not even like brick and mortar studio computer money. That'd be like you're getting this guy. Because if I had a brick and mortar studio, I just max it out. It's a business expense, right? Tax write-off at that point. Yeah, big tax write-off. So that'd be a really nice tax write-off to have, $14,000. At that point, yeah, just run it up, put it on the company card. Save yourself from having to pay in that 30% at the end of the year. Or quarterly, however you do it. Yeah, that's insane. $14,000. The most powerful chip that Apple has ever made, the M3 Ultra, which they still claim today. They still say that the M3 Ultra is the most powerful chipset that they've ever made. And I just saw the rumors the M5 is getting ready to drop. Like, yo, Apple. Pro Tools just became M4 compatible like last week. Chill. Give us like 2 years in between updates. Come on, please give us like a year for developers to catch up. And so I feel like the second that Avid's finally like, all right, we're finally caught up with everybody else. Boom, here comes an M5, and you know it's gonna like blow the M4 away. You know it's gonna outperform the last chipset, and then your DAW's gonna be incompatible again. Well, not like incompatible, but not like officially tested for the OS, and then you're gonna be running into all different kinds of bugs. Which turns out was what was happening to me because I didn't update. Because I updated Pro Tools to the latest version, and I didn't update my OS. And then I had like all these weird like GUI bugs and like these weird saving bugs, and then certain things I would click on would shut down and force quit Pro Tools. So it is nice to have like everything like updated and in harmony. So I'd say whenever it is updated and in harmony, don't ever update again until you absolutely freaking have to. eBay. Yeah. But no, either way, it looks like I'm going to be dropping like $2,500 on a computer. Which is still, I'll say this, I'll say it's still way less than I spent for my Mac Mini that I have right now. And it is way, way more powerful than the machine I'm currently on. And I feel like with this thing I can do like, I can get deeper into my video editing, I can get deeper into like my Photoshop work and photo editing and all that. No, but today I've got I'm mastering today. I'm going in, mastering this song for Nick. Mix 1-4 mastering. It's this song right here. I'll play it. I'll play it for you so you guys can hear it.
A little dog and a house, self-defeated by the ounce. Try to smoke away the pain, not today or any other day. I went to the corner store to buy some time. You got so drunk, but you said you were fine, and I should have just left that day, but I stayed anyway. Would somebody give me the right way? I could not take the sorrow, I'll be as real as I can be, or understood, and I know that for a long time I was up to no good. I ran to the killing floor to find you there. You were next in line, but you didn't care. I tried to grab you out and pull you away, but you said, get away, get away. Why could
But yeah, that's the day today. Jump into that, mastering that song, and then I got another one I got to prep out. And I said tomorrow, hopping on the bus. So, woohoo! Tour time. Show up in New Jersey. Hopefully, gets me out of this Kentucky heat. It's been brutal. But, well, heck yeah, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and that's the end of my cup of coffee. So I figured that should be the end of the stream. That should be like, I guess, our thing right now. Have a cup of coffee together and then get to work. So, we're right on, you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Colton, dude, you have a good day. And I'm going to get to mastering. Rock on.